DreAllDay.com.
What up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Today, right now, is Friday, August 28th, 3 o'clock p.m. You're going to be watching this on Saturday, August 29th. This is Q&A number 85. I do this every week on this channel. I take the questions from the previous week's Q&A, read them, answer the question in this video. This becomes the next Q&A, and then I do the next thing. I do the same thing next week. So as long as y'all keep coming with good questions, we'll keep doing this. So let's get right into the Q&A without any further ado. First question. Swimming Vortex said, first, finally, I know I'm going to get hate, but I don't think he got any hate. Nobody hated on his comment. Next question. Mr. Underdog says, have I ever listened to Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker? If so, what do I think of him as a speaker? I did a video with Eric about 3 years ago, weekly motivation. If you watch my weekly motivation series, I think we're around 250, 260 videos. My weekly motivation video with Eric Thomas was number 91. So just to give you some perspective of how far away ago it was. So that was about 2012. I did a vid with E.T. when he was down here in Miami. So if you go look up, you'll see that video. So I like his work, because otherwise I wouldn't have did a video with him. Next, 24 Luong says, do you have a conditioning playlist? Because I want to get my conditioning better, increase my stamina, keep up the great work. Well, thank you, number one. Yes, I do have a conditioning playlist. Go to that link, go to the playlist link on my channel, then conditioning. I also got a conditioning program at hoophandbook.com. Next, Prince says, when you work out on the court, you use a tripod to hold your camera, and one of your hats going to come out, not the WOYFG like this one, but the one without the F, WOYG. It's probably going to come within the next 2 months. It takes a little while for them to print them up once we actually get the order in. So probably about 2 months we'll come out with those hats before Christmas time 2015. So before the end of this year, fourth quarter 2015, let's just say that. And as far as do I use a tripod, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. People always ask a lot of technical questions about recording. Listen, if your content is weak, it don't even matter what kind of camera you got, whether you got a tripod, whether it's HD, DLSR, DSLR, whatever that camera's called. Listen, if your content is weak and you ain't got really nothing to say or nothing to put out there that people care about, it don't even matter what kind of equipment you have. I usually get a bunch of questions about equipment. Nobody ever asks me about content. If you want people to watch your shit, you got to have good content. Without the content, it don't matter what kind of equipment you use. Next, KL2488, he says, in what age do you feel you were most explosive, in college or after college? I would say after college. It definitely was after college, because after college you're able to add a little bit more strength. So in college I was athletic, even athletic after, the same athletic that I was after, but I was able to add more strength, more power to it. Next, Amir says, what's the main difference between the benefits of working out versus the benefits of playing pickup games? Thanks to keep up the good work. Well, thanks, Amir. There are benefits to both. Working out on your own, you develop your skills because you're able to practice and just specifically focus on certain skills. And when you work out, when you play pickup games, you're playing in games. You can improve your basketball IQ and get more basketball game experience. But if you want to improve actual skill, like your ball handling skills or your ability to shoot or creating your own shot off the dribble or certain moves that you're working on, you got to practice by yourself. That's the way you develop your skill. If you're only playing games, you're going to have game ability, but you're not going to have skills because you haven't practiced anything enough. In a game, you got to react to whatever the situation is. You're not going to get a chance to do the same thing over and over and over and over again. When you're practicing by yourself, you could work on the same move 50 times in a row. In a game, you're not going to be able to do the same move 50 times in a row. Next, Andre Smith says, I can dunk off 2 feet. When I try to jump off 1, I can't dunk. What workout can I do to jump off 1? Get the jump manual. That's DreAllDay.com/jump. JUMP. Send me the receipt. You get Hoop Handbook. 5 free skill Hoop Handbooks. 1 free signature workout Hoop Handbook. All you got to do is send me the receipt. All the details and rules are at DreAllDay.com/jump higher. Next. Have you seen State of Nate said, did I see Straight Outta Compton, and so what were my thoughts? You know, I had a plan or idea, not even a plan, an idea to see it twice in the last week and a half, but both times I ended up not doing it because I had work to do and I couldn't bring myself to forego the work to go to the movies for 3 hours. I know the movie's not 3 hours, but going to the movies, seeing it, and then coming back, I couldn't forego 3 hours of possible work time to go to the movies. So I didn't see it yet. Maybe I will while it's still in theaters, but that remains to be seen. No pun intended. Next, Yoel Gide says, I had a reality check. I was used to dominating pickup games in my neighborhood. that when I went somewhere else, he went to play somewhere else outside of his neighborhood. He completely shut down. He was getting scored on. He didn't play that well. Somebody said he was soft, so he was nervous. And his question is, he says, all he's asking, are there any tips on playing aggressively and performing against competition that you're not used to? And what hoop handbook would I recommend for a shooting guard who wants to score, shoot, and handle the ball? Well, tips on playing aggressively and not being soft is not really about tips and videos. See, when people have challenges in their game, they come to YouTube and say, oh, what video can I watch, or what tips can I get that's going to change this situation? You got to work your way out of a situation. You can't watch your way out of a situation. Even though I would love you to watch every video I ever put out, it's not really about me and what I say to you. It's about what you're saying to yourself and what you actually do. So yeah, you can watch the video, but then you got to take whatever I say in the video and go apply it. So number one thing I would say to you really is to go to that exact same place and play against those people again, and just keep doing it until you get it right. The other thing is, I do have a video about how to play as well in games as you do in practice, so you need to go check that video out. And this is a similar concept to what I talk about in the tryouts video. Even though this wasn't a tryout for you, it was a pickup game. It's a similar mentality. It's the exact same formula for where you got to get your mind in games like that. And I have another video about how to play aggressive. Put yourself in whatever aggressive mind state works best for you. I got a video about that because it's a simple mental formula. It doesn't matter who you are. The mental formula applies to everybody. So watch that video also. And as far as hoop handbook, for a shooting guard who wants to score, shoot, and handle the ball, I think every shooting guard wants to do that. So I would say Tracy McGrady is one, Joe Johnson's another, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, you want to call him shooting guard, which he was for most of his career. Klay Thompson is a new one out of the new set. Bradley Beal's new out of the new set. Actually, no, Bradley Beal's from the previous set. Monte Ellis is another. So I think out of those, you'll be able to find one that works for you. Michael Jordan's another. So hoophandbook.com, you get your programs there. Link is in the description. Next, Jordan Fan for Life. So you ever play ball on the West Coast? If so, is it a different style of play than the East Coast? Only time I really played ball on the West Coast was last summer. I was out there. I was in the Bay Area, the San Francisco Bay Area, and I played some pickup with Nightwing. I know y'all know Nightwing 2303. His guy Jerron Mom was out there too. I played pickup with them, but they don't play ball like crazy. They play ball, but they not like, what would I say? Me, I play ball in college and play ball professionally. They don't play ball at that level. So yeah, they play, but they don't take it all that serious like that. So I played with them. They didn't even have nobody who was my height, and I'm not even that super tall for basketball. So that's the only time I played out there. Other than that, I haven't spent enough time on the West Coast to play a lot of ball to really have an idea of how they play. So I can't really give you an opinion. Next, James Carlo says, thanks a lot. Well, you're welcome. I don't know what he's thanking me for, but you're welcome. Kobe Pearson says, what do I think of Caitlyn Jenner? I don't think anything of Caitlyn Jenner. I mean, I know who she is. Used to be Bruce, now it's Caitlyn. But if that's what makes her or him happy, then hey, do what you gotta do. Next, Muhammad says, Dre, keep up the good work. You are an inspired person. Keep up the good work, Dre, all day. Thank you, Muhammad. Next, the good guy says, I know you are very involved with your audience, but I couldn't believe you liked one of my Instagram pics, because I had liked something on his Instagram, and he said, you are more involved with your audience than any other entertainer. Thanks a lot for the support. Well, you're welcome. And his question is, he plays one-on-one every once in a while against one of his friends, and his friend is, I guess, bigger than him. He says his friend plays center. And his question, he says, they're a little bit taller than me. He has trouble driving to the basket, and on D, they always post him up, and he can't stop him because he's smaller. It's easy for them. It's easy to get a shot off, but he doesn't make all his shots, and they make most of their shots because they get closer to the basket. And he says, how can he turn this situation around? Well, there's a couple ways. Number one, you can start making a higher percentage of your shots. Number two, you can get better playing defense. And number three, you can stop focusing on what the opponent's skills are. Because when you focus on what your opponent can do to beat you, then usually they're going to do that thing and they're going to beat you. So you need to first of all turn your mind around the other direction. Instead of focusing on, oh man, he's taller than me, he's stronger than me, he's going to make all his shots, I'm not going to make all my shots, they always win. All those are putting your mind in a position to figure out how to make you lose. And that's exactly what your mind has done perfectly. It's put you in a position to lose, and it did its job and you lost. So what you need to do is flip all those things around. So the first one, he's bigger than me, but I have the quickness advantage. So I can attack his ball handling skills and I can use my quickness against him. He's stronger than me, but again, I can use my quickness. I can get lower to the ground He can't stop me from getting where I want to get off the dribble, and I can attack his dribble because eventually they got to dribble the ball somehow, some way to get close to the basket. It's not like they can get a pass because you're playing one-on-one. Third thing is you say you don't make all your shots, or whatever order that was. You don't make all your shots. You can work on your shot, work on your game by yourself. Since you said it's easy to get your shot off, you should be making those shots. You need to make a higher percentage of your shots to make the defense pay for letting you get an open shot. The fourth thing is he makes a majority of his shots. You don't want to put yourself in a mindset that he's going to make all his shots. You don't know if he's going to make his shot or miss his shot. He might miss. So you got to put yourself in the best position possible. When he gets his shot off, you box him out, get your body on him. Since you're smaller than him, you can get your legs, you can get your ass into his legs. And somebody can't jump if they have somebody pressing against their legs. Get your ass into his legs, box him out, and if he misses, you got to make sure you get that rebound. And the last thing is that you put yourself you say that you're going to lose. You talking about losing, you thinking about losing. So that's what happens. You end up losing. So put yourself in the frame of mind, and I'm going to do everything in my power and play my best, and we're going to see what happens. That's the neutral way. You can also say I expect to win. So you can flip those 5 things around, and a lot of people listen to that and they might not think it matters. They might think, oh, well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't change anything about the physical situation that I'm facing. It changes everything. Because the way that you look at things determine your reality. Perception is reality. You have all heard that before. So when you're perceiving that you're at a disadvantage, what are you going to be at? A disadvantage. When you perceive that you have an opportunity to win and succeed, and you know exactly how you can do it, you win, succeed, and you do it exactly the way that you see it. Not to say that it's guaranteed every time, but it gives you a much higher chance of winning than thinking that you're going to lose. So when you think you're going to lose, you will lose. Next, Jared Lopez. It says, if you could, would you play in the NBA for free? Not for long. Maybe a few games I might play for free, but other than that, that's a lot of work, a lot of time investment to not get a return on the investment. So no, I wouldn't play like a whole season for free. No, I'll play a game or two for free. Next, Air Alert. Says, Dre, I got much better driving to the basket since practicing some drills, but I get called for charges. Any tips on avoid committing charges, especially when the defender flops? Well, when you get called for a charge is a judgment call by a referee. And I don't think you get called for it's not like you get called for charge 10 times a game. There's only so many fouls you can commit in one game. If you're getting called for charge, all you have to do is go to the referee who's calling you for a charge and ask the referee what you did wrong. And whatever he says, then you just need to adjust whatever you did wrong at that exact moment that you got the charge. And this is kind of it's like a finer skill of basketball. It's a soft skill is what I say. A hard skill is like working on your dribble and your shot and driving and making a layup. The soft skill is kind of your judgment, being able to judge when to pull up, when to drive, when to pass, when to shoot. So it's a soft skill of basketball that you get from, first of all, playing more. Second of all, get feedback from the people you're playing with and against. And if the referees are calling charges, get feedback from the ref. Don't be all hostile about it. You don't want to show up the referee. Or you just go up to him and say, hey, what did I do wrong on that play that I got called for a charge? And then you adjust based on what he's telling you. Next, Miguel says, when I'm playing basketball, everyone says I dribble, quote unquote, too stiff. I don't understand what they mean. What do I think they mean, and what exactly should he work on to fix this? Well, Miguel, if you don't understand what they mean, how the hell am I going to understand what they mean? Ask questions, open your mouth, and get information. So you're coming to me asking me a question. You're asking me to explain something that somebody else said that you don't even understand. So if you don't understand it, how is somebody else going to be able to understand it third person? You're right there when they say it, so ask them what they mean. Next. John Carter says, any tips on getting taller? Yes. Keep living and pray to God every night. Other than that, nothing you can do. Next, Mr. Steve Blazer says, I'm a three-point shooter like Kyle Korver. He's always at the three-point line. My question is, how do I stay confident even if I miss? How can I get back in the flow and recover from missed shots, since it seems someone is always going to talk shit to lower my confidence? Well, first of all, somebody talking shit does not mean your confidence has to go down. That is a choice that you are making to let your confidence go down. You taking the fact that you missed your shot, combined with somebody saying something, combined with the fact that you're already thinking about lowering your confidence. There has to be something within you. When somebody says something to you, like Jack Canfield from Success Principles, I mention him a lot, the guy who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul. He talks about this all the time. Like if somebody walked up to you and said, yo, you have green hair, it would just bounce right off you. You wouldn't be affected by that. Your confidence wouldn't go down. You wouldn't feel bad at all. Why is that? Because there's nothing in your mental makeup at that moment before he said it that you thought you had green hair. So him saying that, you like laughing at it, or you like, what? You don't even make no sense. You think dude's a weirdo. Why are you saying I got green hair when you know that you don't? But if somebody comes up to you and say, yo, you don't never make your shots. Your jump shot is broke. You're terrible. and you have something within you that's starting to believe that your jump shot is broken, that you're terrible, you're going to believe it because there was something within you for that negativity to attach to inside of you. For example, somebody came up to Kobe Bryant and said, Kobe, your jump shot is broke. You're a terrible player. You never make any shots. Kobe's confidence is not going to go down. So it's not a matter of what somebody said that makes your confidence go down. It's not even a matter of you missing shots. If Kobe misses 20 shots in a row and somebody in the audience says, Kobe, you're a bum, you never make any shots, is Kobe's confidence going to go down? We all know the answer to that is hell no, it's not going to go down. So you missing shots and somebody talking shit does not mean your confidence has to go down, because we just proved that the exact same thing can happen to somebody else, and this could be Kobe. You could fill in the blank of any player. It don't have to be some celebrity legend basketball player. It could be a random dude who just has high confidence. That does not mean your confidence must go down. So if your confidence is going down, Steve, there's something inside of you that is allowing your confidence to go down, because other people can hear the exact same thing, have the exact same circumstance, and their confidence goes up. Kyle Korver can miss a whole bunch of shots in a row. He might go a whole game and not make no threes. That doesn't mean his confidence is going to go down. Of course, there might be somebody in the crowd or on the other team talking shit. Like, oh, you're a bum. You don't make any shots. That's all you do, and you can't even make that. His confidence ain't going to go down because he got to have it for the next night, because he's going to make shots the next game. So it's the same thing for you. You just need to focus on working on your own confidence. So see my mental game playlist. That's all the motivation videos, all the mental game stuff, all the soft skills, like I mentioned earlier, that I talk about in video. Those things will help you. Next, Take Flight says, athleticism, a natural gift that certain people have, or is something that can be developed by even a non-athletic player? Both. So yes, athleticism is a natural gift, and yes, a person who is not naturally quote-unquote athletic can develop more athleticism through training. So it's a combination of both. It's not an either or. Next, Painis says, who do I think was better, 2015 MVP Stephen Curry or Derrick Rose when he won MVP in 2011? Well, I had to say Stephen Curry because Steph Curry won the championship. Next, Ramiz, this is the last question. He says, Dre, is it more beneficial to lead a small group of people or follow a large group of people? Thanks and keep it up. It's not really about it being beneficial. I don't know what you mean by beneficial. You would have to give me a better question than that, because either one could be beneficial. You could follow a large group of people who all make $1 billion, and then you become another one of the billionaires. I think that'd be pretty beneficial. And you could also lead a small group, and that small group could go make $1 billion for you. So you'd be benefiting that way. So really your question kind of is undefinable because you're not really giving enough information. So it's not really better or worse to do either one. You got to give a few more details on that. That's it. Everybody, thank you for the questions. This is Q&A number 85. Any of you got any further questions or questions I haven't addressed, anything you want to ask, leave it in the comments to this video. I'll address it next week as long as y'all keep coming with good questions. Work on your fucking game. DreAllDay.com. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here. And make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.